I love conspiracy theories, and I love them not because I believe in all conspiracy theories. I'm just fascinated by conspiracy theories. I've had a few of my own recently, and crazy enough, before I know it, maybe a day later, boom, it was there. It was on social media.
Anchors and Eagles brings listeners into the studio with host Adam Facenda, a tattoo artist turned story chaser. And now, on to the show.
Hey guys, this is your host Adam Facenda from Anchors and Eagles. It's been such a rough few weeks, but we're still here. We're still in the game. I don't know what episode this is. You probably caught it on the very beginning of the caption of whatever you clicked on. I am going to do a couple podcasts from some tattooers for this other company that I'm part of called Keep the Fees. And I think I'm going to have them come on Anchors and Eagles as well, because some of them are very interesting people. And I've created a relationship with some of these people. And yeah, I just think it's going to be great. Also, I think there's going to be some more changes to the podcast. I love conspiracy theories, and I love them not because I believe in all conspiracy theories. I'm just fascinated by conspiracy theories. I've had a few of my own recently, and crazy enough, before I know it, maybe a day later, boom, it was there. It was on social media. It was on YouTube. And man, there's so many of them out there. My brother and I will tend to like text each other like some random shit every now and then. And just like, hey, you heard this one? You heard this one? Like, right now, my favorite one is the, uh, what was it? 3-Eye Atlas. Yeah, 3-Eye Atlas. It's, pretty fascinating. It just blows my mind. There's one side that is saying, oh, it's a once in a lifetime chance. Like this, we don't know what it is, but it's heading this way. And I mean, we're going to be able to see it on October 29th. It'll be its closest to Earth. And then, these other people are saying that it's a mothership, and this is aliens because it's being propelled. Yeah, you can see these gases, and they get all technical. And of course, yeah, I'm a dummy. I'm going to believe either side of this. You know what I mean? And it's just been fascinating. I like wrote my brother and I said, "Hey, man, did you see this 3-Eye Atlas thing?" And he was like, "No, what the hell's that?" So I'm writing him like, "It's fantastic, man. It's like these scientists are saying it's a spacecraft. These scientists are saying it's just a comet or an asteroid or something from deep in space. It could be a piece of another planet that exploded and has been traveling. And then you got this other sign that's speeding up and it's slowing down and speeding up and it's slowing down." And I just like, it's so fascinating. So I think the future podcast, I'm going to start throwing like a little conspiracy theory here and there. It's surely for entertainment purposes, of course. But yeah, I'm blown away by those things. So I also want to make it a little bit more interesting because I don't think I continue to talk about mental health issues. I don't want every podcast to sound like a Debbie Downer or me get caught up in a situation of just being triggered. I hate using that word. Triggered by something like that. Uh, just talking about being depressed and stuff like that. Life is good right now, and I always say that. I used to say all the time, when it's bad, it's good, and when it's good, it's good, and when it's amazing, it's good, because I like to show an even keel and let everyone keep guessing. And recently, I've been very vulnerable in talking about the things that are going on in my life and the depression that I suffered from in the past. And I'm 50. That's crazy to me, and I'm still suffering from depression here and there. And now, after going to church and reading the Bible and just getting closer to my creator, I've started to understand that I'm not alone and that life is amazing. Like, I mean, look, you want to talk about conspiracy theories? You can go on YouTube right now, and there's a theory about God, the Bible, Jesus, all these amazing stories. And then he comes back, and you got this guy Wes Hoff. I think he's amazing, by the way. He literally lays it down. How so many of the stories in the Bible are true based off of so many facts that I can't even wrap my head around. Um, but they seem logical. They don't seem completely far-fetched and made up because of how he has a timeline to all these things that happen in the Bible. So it's amazing. Like you can go on and on and on about all different types of conspiracies about the Bible, and then just like I say, everybody else, do your own research, really dial into it. And man, I wish I could dial into this three eye atlas a little bit more. It's just it's just amazing, and it's funny because you got these. Oh man, I hate to say it 'cause I might get torn up for this, but you got these science nerds that are this is the first time they're ever getting any kind of attention. Now they have an opinion. I have an opinion. It is a spacecraft. And I hope it is. I hope it is a spacecraft. That would be awesome. Um, one of those like those nice aliens, not those shitty aliens that want to come over and like terraform the world and but the good aliens, the ones that are just like trying to like get away from the crazy planet because it was so nuts up there and they just, they didn't have freedom of religion, so they wanted to go to another planet. No, to be serious, I think it's amazing. These guys, these science nerds, are like, yeah, like this chemical, this shouldn't burn like this way. It shouldn't be living off these colors and these. How do you know this stuff? It's all theories, just like conspiracy. It's a theory, And they're like, oh, it's doing this with this weird stuff that we've never seen before. Yeah, no kidding. This is the third interstellar object to cruise through our solar system in our lifetime of researching these things. Duh. I'm saying duh to some scientists that have probably laundry lists of achievements and knowledge to them. But it's just, I think it's really great to watch these, sit back and just watch everybody talk about how their theory is correct and the other one isn't. And I have a theory. And I'm going to drop it right here, right now. I have a theory. If you ever looked at Mars, Mars looks like it got hit by something, like something drug through it, like something just got cut out of the planet somehow. And I believe that Mars had an atmosphere, and we know that Mars has ice on it. What I think happened is this very same thing that's cruising past us here, ripped right across Mars. And it hit it so hard and created such devastation, it wiped its atmosphere completely off of it. I go through this whole theory in my head. I'm like, it makes sense. I call up Katie and I tell her about it. And I must sound like a maniac to her sometimes, but she gets me. She knows I'm a weirdo. But I really think that's what happened. I think we're going to watch this thing slam into um, Mars again. And we're going to see it and we're going to have a lot more answers to what happened to Mars. It's my conspiracy theory on that one. But I just think it's fascinating. I think all conspiracy theories are fascinating. I mean, there's so many out there. And if you're someone that's really into conspiracy theories and you want to jump on this podcast with me, please do. I would love, in person, preferably. I want to start knocking that out. And I'm being very serious about that. Any kind of conspiracy theory, I love them. I also have a theory about Bigfoot I came up with the other day. Me and Chris Panza were sitting in the shop alone and we were watching a video, and you ever notice how Bigfoot's always like peering out from something? Like he's always like looking around a tree or, like every, like is just kind of walking along and he like looks over at these people that are videotaping him and he just keeps on cruising. Like, no one saw me here. I have a theory. I think Bigfoot was on the earth way before us. I think it was another species that saw aliens come here and drop us off. And we're like, what the fuck is that? And decided he's going to hide in the woods, like, like he's going to go hide in the woods because he doesn't want to be caught by these aliens. And then we're out here like taking pictures. That's why he's always like cruising, hiding behind trees and stuff. I don't know. Maybe he saw the aliens do something completely crazy to cows and was like, fuck that, I'm out of here. I'm going into the woods and hiding in the woods because there are some humans that go and hide in the woods. I consume a lot of YouTube and there's a whole group of people that live in Alaska that are living off the earth. I swear they could be cavemen or they could be Bigfoot. Think about it. They all have long hair. They all have beards. They don't look very well kept. I mean, Bigfoot doesn't look like he's had a haircut in a very long time every time you see him. So I know it sounds like I'm teasing, but I really do think that maybe Bigfoot was here before us, saw this alien shit, saw some of their buddies get screwed up by some aliens, and took off and hid in the mountains, and that was it. They just lived up there, and the aliens were like, "Man, every time we go up in the mountains, something happens to us. We ain't doing it. We're gonna stay. We're gonna leave those mountains and those woods alone." And that was it. Who knows, right? That's another theory I just came up with. What I'm trying to say is conspiracy theories are fun. I love talking about them, and I want the podcast to be a little bit more about fun things because a lot of my solo podcasts, as I'm like looking back on them, I'm like, man, these are very sad. They're very dark. I mean, no one's ever going to want to listen to another one of these podcasts. And then I have other friends that are saying, man, keep it up, keep doing it. I love what you're talking about. And, and I just want to be authentic. I want to be genuine. I'm not here to get a million likes or clicks. And I hope that none of that changes. I hope that I'm always just out here speaking some sort of truth or talking about something. But when you work in a tattoo shop, you talk about a lot of weird things. Um, I have a whole bunch of clients that believe the earth is flat. I have a whole bunch of clients that think those clients are crazy. I got swooped into another conspiracy theory recently of my own that you know how like in movies we'll see something in a movie and then eventually it come true and it's like now the new conspiracy theory is like they're just preparing us for the worst things that can happen. You know, they're preparing us for aliens. And I was like, yeah. And then one of my favorite TV shows as a kid popped up. I think it's on Netflix right now. Quantum Leap. And it hit me when I was talking to my flat earth friend that the Mandela effect, right? Or the butterfly effect, like you think of it one way and it's actually another way. And society's telling you you're wrong, but then you go and find it and it's like, boom, look, fruit of the loom, there it is, or whatever it could be. Um, like, oh no, the name of the show was this, and it wasn't that. Um, I think right now we are trying to create quantum computers, and part of that show, Quantum Leap, I didn't know as a young man. I don't think anyone even knew what we were watching, but it was a TV show. And like, oh, you know what? Let me talk about this. So the Quantum Leap, if you had never heard of this show, you should watch it. There's an older version and there's a newer version. And the older version is this man is messing with some sort of computer, I believe. We don't know what kind of computer because now we call them quantum computers. But he gets sucked into a time machine, and in this time machine, it's not really a time machine. It puts you into other people's bodies. It's amazing. I could go on and on about this show. So he appears into somebody else's body, and while he's in that body, for him to be able to quantum leap to the next person, all he's trying to do is get back to his own timeline. He has to do something to make sure that the person lives or makes the right decision or whatever, but he's in that person's body. But the person that he's not necessarily for the person that he's in, but maybe the people around him to make good decisions to keep humanity on its right path or to keep someone from dying or so on and so forth. Hopefully you understand what I'm talking about. And whenever that happens, then he leaps to another body. Well, meanwhile, this gentleman has, I think it's called Ziggy or something like that. It's his buddy that is a hologram that'll pop in and like help him out and explain to him where he's at, what timeline, who he needs to help and stuff like that. I love this show. I love this show so much. I mean, he'd jump into a woman's body, jump into a black man's body, jump into an Asian man's body, jump into a racist man's body. And it was just a great show. I haven't seen it forever. And about like 2 or 3 weeks ago, I turned on Netflix and there it is, Quantum Leap, the new series. Now, hold on, guys. I know I said it's a conspiracy theory, and I'm going to get to it. So, the new Quantum Leap, they're now looking for the first guy. I think his name was Ben. They're still looking for Ben and figuring out what happened to him. Where is he at? Did he leap into a body and get trapped, or is he still leaping around? They don't know where he's at because they have this new quantum computer. Hello. And then you think back about the Mandela effect, like, so part of this leaping around, if you change one thing, you could change the whole world. So maybe this is true. Maybe there is a Ben out there that's jumping around. And I got to talking to the flat Earth guy, and I was like, you know what? Not for nothing. This quantum leap show could be real. We could have a quantum. Hopefully, I'm saying this right. Quantum computer in the future that does this, and it's almost based off of Tron too, which Tron just came out with a new movie. But anyway, back to what I was trying to say. So I started talking to the flat Earth guy that, you know what, we're kind of all in the same timeline, flat Earth, right? Everything's flat. It's like one linear line. And I got to talking to this guy, and it started making a lot of sense. They're putting on this TV show so that way we can get prepared for this new computer that we can go into and jump around. And then it goes back to singularity, and then it goes back to the matrix. And then I explained to him that we're in a matrix. Yeah. I got all that from a TV show. And I fell in love with this. And now I'm putting it out here. This is for the first time in public that I think Quantum Leap is just preparing us for the truth that we are in a matrix, and everything that AI is absorbing right now is helping this quantum computer in the future. So that way we've been all mapped out to the way that we're trying to teach this AI how to feel, how to have emotion and stuff like that. And this quantum computer in the future has actually been projecting who we are right now. And we just think we're stuck in this timeline. Did it get weird enough for you? Because I can get a lot more weird. In the future podcasts, hopefully I do. Guys, thanks for listening to Anchors and Eagles. I hope this one caught you off guard. I hope that you love every bit of this podcast. I will be making more in the future. Like I said, if you're someone that's interested in coming on the podcast with some conspiracy theories or a mix of different things, I'd love to have you on here. I would love to find a co-host to this show and move more in that direction. Because doing these alone, it's like, I hate hearing my own voice sometimes. I'm sure doing these podcasts alone are very difficult at times because I'm looking at a time clock, making sure that I'm not going over time, trying to stay on point and everything else. And I would rather have more organic conversations. So if you're this person, please hit me up. You can hit me up on Anchors and Eagles on Instagram. Please give us a follow, like, and subscribe to any platform that you listen or watch this podcast on. And once again, I love you all. Thank you so much for listening. Until next time. Peace.